Welcome to a journey of understanding. Today, we delve into the concept of feeling, Vedana, in Buddhism. In the rich tapestry of Buddhism, the concept of feeling, or Vedana as it is known, holds a place of unique importance. It is a fundamental principle that intertwines with our everyday lives, shaping our perceptions, reactions, and ultimately, our understanding of the world around us. So, what exactly is Vedana? Vedana is a term in Buddhism that mirrors the sensations and feelings that blossom when our internal sense organs, the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind, interact with external sense objects and the consciousness that arises from this contact. It's like the subtle hum of a melody that plays in the background of our lives, often unnoticed but significantly influencing our dance through life. Vedana is like a bridge that connects our senses to the world around us. When we see a beautiful sunset, hear the comforting chirp of a bird, taste the sweetness of a ripe fruit, touch the softness of a petal, or think a profound thought, Vedana is that immediate feeling that courses through us. It's the silent whisper that tells us whether something is pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral. But Vedana is not just about the sensations we experience. It's also about the consciousness that arises from these sensations. It's about how we perceive and interpret these feelings, and how these interpretations then shape our actions and reactions. It's a continuous cycle of experience and response, of sensation and consciousness. Understanding Vedana is like unlocking a new level of consciousness, a heightened awareness of your feelings and sensations. It's about being present, being mindful, and understanding the intricate dance of sensations that shape our lives. As we delve deeper into this fascinating concept, we'll explore the different types of Vedana, how it relates to the Four Noble Truths of Buddhism, and how we can actively practice it in our everyday lives. As we continue, remember, Vedana is not just a theory, but a practice that can bring mindfulness and peace to our lives. Buddhism identifies three types of Vedana: pleasant, unpleasant, and neither pleasant nor unpleasant. Let's dive deeper into these feelings. We'll start with the pleasant Vedana. Imagine yourself biting into a ripe, juicy mango. The sweetness that floods your taste buds, the burst of flavor, the satisfaction you feel, all contribute to a pleasant Vedana. However, this feeling is transient. The moment passes, the taste fades, and that's the nature of pleasant Vedana. It's enjoyable while it lasts, but is not permanent. Now, let's move on to unpleasant Vedana. Think about a time when you stubbed your toe. The sharp, sudden pain is an example of an unpleasant Vedana. It's a feeling that we instinctively try to avoid. Yet, just like the pleasant Vedana, this too is fleeting. The pain subsides, and you move on. Last but not least, we have the neither pleasant nor unpleasant Vedana, which is often overlooked. It's the neutral state, the background noise, the routine and mundane. For instance, think about your breath. Unless you're meditating or out of breath, you probably don't notice it. It's neither pleasant nor unpleasant. It simply is. This Vedana is the most constant, yet we're often oblivious to it. These three types of Vedana are not just feelings, they shape our perception and reactions. They can lead us to crave pleasurable experiences, avoid unpleasant ones, or become indifferent to the neutral ones. However, Buddhism teaches us that these feelings are not the ultimate reality. They are transient and subject to change. By recognizing the transient nature of Vedana, we can learn not to cling to the pleasant, not to dread the unpleasant, and not to ignore the neutral. We can observe these feelings without becoming attached or averse to them, thereby reducing our suffering. Understanding these feelings is the first step towards mindfulness and liberation from suffering. So as we navigate through life, let's remember to be mindful of these Vedanas, understanding their nature, and using this awareness to cultivate inner peace and liberation. Vedana is deeply connected to the Four Noble Truths of Buddhism. We are now stepping into the realm of these truths, a fundamental doctrine that forms the essence of the Buddha's teachings. The Four Noble Truths are like a roadmap, guiding us to understand the nature of life, and Vedana is an intrinsic part of this journey. Let's delve into the second noble truth, the truth of the cause of suffering. This truth tells us about the origin of suffering, which is often born from our desires and attachments. Here, Vedana comes into play. Our feelings, whether pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral, can lead us to develop cravings. We might crave to keep the pleasant feelings, avoid the unpleasant ones, or escape the neutrality. These cravings, when they become attachments, lead us to suffering, but it's not all gloomy. The third noble truth, the truth of the end of suffering, brings a beacon of hope. It assures us that it's possible to end this suffering. How? By understanding and managing our Vedana. By acknowledging our feelings without becoming attached to them, we can prevent the birth of cravings and ultimately the birth of suffering. The fourth noble truth, the truth of the path leading to the end of suffering, provides us with an eightfold path to liberation. This path encourages us to develop right understanding or wisdom, right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. Vedana is a crucial part of right mindfulness. By being mindful of our feelings, we can prevent them from spiraling into cravings and attachments. So, you see, Vedana isn't just about feelings. It's about understanding the nature of these feelings, their impermanence, and their potential to lead us to suffering or liberation. It's about navigating the journey of life with awareness and wisdom. Through understanding Vedana, we can comprehend the roots of our suffering and the path to its cessation. As we journey through the path of Buddhism, let's remember that every feeling is a stepping stone, every moment an opportunity for enlightenment. So, how do we apply the understanding of Vedana in our daily life? Let's dive into the practical ways of observing Vedana in our day-to-day existence. One of the most effective methods is meditation. Meditation isn't about emptying our minds or achieving a state of eternal bliss. Instead, it's a practice of observing and understanding our feelings. When we meditate, we create a space for ourselves to observe our feelings without judgment. We notice the arising of feelings, their presence, and their passing. We don't try to hold on to pleasant feelings or push away unpleasant ones. We simply observe, cultivating an understanding of the impermanent and ever-changing nature of our feelings. Another effective method of practicing Vedana is through mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present and engaged in whatever we're doing at the moment. It's about paying attention to our experiences as they arise, without getting caught up in our reactions or interpretations. For instance, when we're eating, we can practice mindfulness by fully experiencing the taste, texture, and aroma of our food. We observe our feelings of pleasure or displeasure without letting them dictate our actions or reactions. This deep engagement with the present moment helps us to develop a better understanding of our feelings. The key to both these practices is consistent and diligent effort. It's not about achieving perfection, but about cultivating a habit of mindful observation. With time, we become more adept at recognizing our feelings for what they are, mere sensations that arise and pass away. This understanding helps us to react to our feelings more mindfully. Instead of being swept away by strong emotions or becoming attached to pleasant feelings, we can respond with awareness and equanimity. We learn to accept our feelings without being controlled by them. Through these practices, we can cultivate a deeper understanding of Vedana, which in turn enhances our understanding of ourselves. We learn to navigate our feelings with more grace, patience, and compassion, leading to a more peaceful and balanced life. By observing and understanding our feelings, we can lead a more mindful and peaceful life. Vedana, a simple yet profound concept, can transform our lives. As we've delved into the depths of this profound Buddhist principle, we've seen how feelings, or Vedana, serve as a bridge between our external environment and our internal responses. These sensations, be they pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral, are not just ephemeral experiences, but insightful gateways into our own minds, our reactions, and our overall well-being. Let's take a moment to recap the key points of our exploration. We began by understanding the essence of Vedana, its integral role in Buddhism, and how it forms the basis of our reactions and emotions. We then moved on to identify the three types of Vedana: pleasant, unpleasant, and neutral feelings. Each type, we learned, carries its own unique significance and impact on our behavior and mindset. Our journey then led us to the intersection of Vedana and the Four Noble Truths, where we discovered how our feelings contribute to our suffering or dukkha, and how understanding and observing our Vedana can lead us out of this suffering. Finally, we delved into the practical aspects of Vedana, discussing how we can apply this knowledge in our day-to-day lives to become more mindful, more aware, and ultimately, more at peace with ourselves. But our exploration doesn't end here. It's just the beginning of a lifelong journey of self-discovery and mindfulness. It's a journey that starts with observing our feelings, understanding their nature, and discerning our reactions to them. It's a journey that demands patience, perseverance, and an open mind. So as you go about your day, remember to observe your feelings. Don't judge them. Don't resist them. Just notice them. Notice how they arise, how they affect you, and how they pass away. This simple act of mindful observation can bring about a profound transformation in your life, leading you towards a path of peace and equanimity. Thank you for joining us on this journey of understanding. Remember, every feeling is a step towards mindfulness and peace. Until next time, stay aware, stay peaceful.